Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am Bob Bradford. Welcome back for those first time joining us. Appreciate your support. Welcome to the channel. If you like the type of content that we're putting out, please hit that subscribe button. We certainly appreciate your support. But right now, we're just going to get right into the video. So today, we are going to talk a little bit about the recent White House press briefing that took place. I believe it was on the 23rd. This was last Friday. And this was Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, as well as John Kirby, who is the Secretary of State. And the line of questioning in this press briefing talks about the WhatsApp interaction between a Chinese official and Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. So without further ado, we're going to get right into the video and we're going to react to it. So let's go here. Let's see what we got.
Thank you as always. Admiral, thank you. The House Ways and Means Committee yesterday released documents, their authenticity nowhere challenged. That included a July 2017 WhatsApp message sent by Hunter Biden to Henry Zhao, a Chinese Communist Party official, which stated in its entirety, and I quote, "I am sitting here with my father, and we..."
Hunter is sitting with Joe Biden in 2017.
"We would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director that I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand, and now means tonight. And Z, if I get a call or text from anyone involved in this other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows, and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my..."
What power is Hunter Biden trying to wield over this Chinese official? That's the real story. What is he trying to wield? What type of power does he have over this Chinese official? And what is Hunter Biden trying to receive in return?
"Father," unquote. So just a couple of questions about this. First, does this not undermine the president's claim during the 2020 campaign and the reaffirmations of that claim by his two press secretaries since then, that he never once discussed his son's overseas business dealings with him?
No, and I'm not going to comment further on this.
Of course you're not going to comment further.
I'm not. James, let me save you some. Let me save you some breath. If you're going to ask about this, I am not.
This is the least transparent presidency in modern history. In modern history, this government is the most corrupt government in modern history. There's no two ways about it.
Address. I know you do more than I'd like you to have. I am not going to address this issue from this podium. I'm just not going to do it.
All right.
I'm not going to do
Where
it.
was the precedent on the date?
So he walks off.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
So John Kirby walks off, and then Karine Jean-Pierre takes the podium, and this gets even better.
Wow.
And then secondly, the president invited his son Hunter to the state dinner last night. I'm wondering if you could take us into the thinking and the decision making of.
So Hunter Biden just got off. Basically, he was under federal prosecution, and long story short, he got a slap on the wrist for crimes that any normal human being in the United States would have received jail time for. But because he's the president's son, he gets preferential treatment. So here we go. So so this reporter here is asking Karine, hey, your son just made a plea deal with Merrick Garland and federal government. Why is he at the same state dinner as Merrick Garland? Excuse me. So here's her response.
Why the president decided to invite.
I'm just not going to get into personal family discussion. As you know, Hunter is his son. I'm just not going to get it.
Again, the least transparent presidency of modern history.
Let me ask you this: if Hunter Biden wasn't the president's son, would he have invited someone who had just reached a plea agreement with
absolutely not.
Well, a couple of things. Again, that's his son. He's a family member. It is not uncommon for family members to attend events at the White House. You could look at past presidents. I'm sure
Oh,
you have.
she's so smart.
So that is not uncommon. As it relates to anything related to Hunter, I'm just not going to respond to it from here.
Because they have nothing to say. They can't defend, and the press, they're starting to see right through it. It's finally nice to see. It's nice to see this leftist media finally hold this president accountable.
Can I follow up on that? Karina?
No, I just called in somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Kirby wouldn't answer James's question, though. Are you going to answer the question? It's not a reasonable question to ask with the President of the United States.
Well, you're not going to answer his question, so I'm just going to keep asking it to you until you do answer it. I love this.
Was involved, as this message seems to suggest, in some sort of a coercive conversation for business dealings by his son. Is that something, if he wasn't, then maybe you should tell us.
So here's the thing, and I appreciate the question. I believe my colleague at the White House.
She despises the question, and you can tell how uncomfortable she is, because now she's used to having these left-wing media organizations, give her little layups, like little toss, little cheap softball type questions. But every news media agency wants to know what those text messages were about, and she just simply refuses to answer the question.
Counsel has answered this question already, has dealt with this, has made it very clear. I just don't have anything to share outside of what my colleagues have shared, and so I would refer you to him and the DOJ. Just not going to comment from here.
She don't comment on anything
What
from
I
there.
can tell you is I know that my colleague has dealt with this.
What I'm going to tell you is that I don't need to tell you anything because you were just peasant reporters. And that's the mindset of Karine. She doesn't say anything. She's the master of saying nothing.
He addressed this at the White House Council. I just don't have anything else to share.
In the shakedown
I just answered the question. I just answered the question. Go
No, you didn't.
ahead.
Yes or no? Was the president involved in the
I just
shakedown attempt?
Stephen, I just answered the question. It's not up to you how I answer the question. I just answered the question by
Again, the queen of non-answers.
telling you my colleagues at the White House Council has dealt with this, and I would refer you to them. Go ahead.
Karine, can you just remind us what your colleague said from the White House Council so we have it from you at the podium?
I would refer you to them, and they will share their statement with all of you.
My question is about your statements from that podium. You've stated that the president stands by his comment from the 2020 campaign that he never once discussed his son's overseas business dealings with his son. And you stood at that podium and you reaffirmed that. Do you stand by your reaffirmation?
What I
of it?
will say is nothing has changed. Nothing has changed, and I will leave it there. Anything else, I will refer you to the White House Council.
This is not a change.
I just answered the question. You just asked me, does my statement change? I just told you nothing has changed. That's
I
answering
love
the
it.
question.
I love it.
Go ahead.
The
Go
president
ahead.
was there 2 days
Go ahead,
prior.
Stephen. I'm calling on your colleague right now. Go ahead.
Thank you. To follow up on my colleague, is there anything that you
Wow.
can say with
I have never
regard
seen anything like this.
to this text message and what the president's son was alleging? Was the president there or not?
I would refer you to my colleagues at the White House Council. They have addressed this, and I refer you to them.
The funny thing is, these questions are not going away. They're not going away until the White House itself gives an answer on what's going on. These questions are not going away. But I want to know what you all think. Put a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on this recent White House press briefing. What are your thoughts on the Biden administration? If you like this video and you like the other content that we're putting out, please consider subscribing. We appreciate it. We appreciate the growth of the channel. And we want to thank you. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.